And so the federal grant, the county, the federal, the state, the county, and the city are your money and my monies. And those monies are supposed to go to people who have a purpose to improve the federal government, the state, the county, the city, etc. I explain the public money this way, that when someone is awarded a grant, the funder, if it's the federal government, your state, your county, your city, I guarantee you the funder believes you can do one or two or both of these things. I guarantee it. They believe that if they award you that grant, you can save the federal government, the state, the county, or the city some money. Okay. Or they're giving you that money because they believe if they give you that grant, you're going to be able to generate money for the federal government, the state, the county, or the city. I'm going to give one example, Obehi, then I'm going to let you ask your next question. So let's say that your issue is lung cancer because your grandpa died of lung cancer. You loved him so, and if he hadn't smoked cigarettes, he probably wouldn't have died, and it just really crushed you, and you've decided to create a nonprofit to promote smoking cessation. You want people to stop smoking, right? All right. So you contact Philip Morris. Philip Morris is one of the biggest and oldest tobacco producers, and they also have a nonprofit. And you explain to Philip Morris that you have started this nonprofit, that what you really want to do is target 15-year-olds, because your grandpa was 15 when he started smoking, and you want to teach them about other ways to deal with stress and cope and self-soothe as opposed to smoking. And you're going to do that because you believe over the next 20 years, you're going to avoid at least 10% of the people in your town developing lung cancer because you started a smoking cessation program for 15-year-olds and taught them how to self-soothe without nicotine. When they receive your grant, Philip Morris looks at it and they think, wow, then if that happens and 10% less people get lung cancer, perhaps we'll have to do 30% less advertising against smoking, because in that town, we'll have this cohort of young people who are really healthy and have great lungs, and maybe we can save some money on our advertising dollars because we can promote that story as opposed to working against the negative. You get that grant. Then you decide to send an application to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC in Atlanta. And you say, hey, I got a grant from Philip Morris, and I worked with 15-year-olds, 300 of them, and it's been about 10 years, and they still haven't smoked. And our local health department is saying that because of that, we have saved about, $100,000 in people going to the county hospital because, these 15-year-olds who are 25 now, they don't have, problems with it. The CDC is going to say, wow. Now that program working in that little town for 10 years save $100,000 in emergency room costs. I wonder if we give them a grant and they expand it to their whole state, we might be able to save $300 million in that state if we launch. Do you get my point? So nobody's giving anybody anything. When you get a grant from this public sphere, I guarantee you, they're looking at you and saying, this one is going to save us some money over time. Or they're thinking, if we support this project or this plan, it's going to generate money because people are going to be able to work longer. People are going to be able to work harder. People who were not in the workplace are going to get in the workplace because she's going to solve a problem. So it's not free money. Basically, if it's coming from the public sector, I guarantee you it's an investment because you've got an idea that's either going to save money at the federal, state, county, or municipal city level, or you're going to end up generating money at the federal, state, municipal, county, or city level. That's the game. I wish, Obehi, that it was more idealistic and laudable and altruistic. I wish that I lived in a country where people really care about people living long and having quality of life and kumbaya, let's all sing hands. But I don't. I don't know about you. I live in the United States of America, and it's about coins and paper. That doesn't mean people are godless. That doesn't mean they're horrible. It doesn't mean that at all, but I'm a realist. And then this reality, my country cares about money. And my country wants to either save money so we're not wasting it or make more of it. And as a person who's looking to get into nonprofits and to win grants, you don't need to be thinking, it's going to sound harsh. You don't need to be thinking about the poor animals. You need to be thinking about the people with Alzheimer's. You need, no, what you need to be thinking is, how is what I'm about to do or propose going to save my government money, either at the federal, state, municipal, county level, or how is it going to generate income and get people, in better places financially? You can still care about your issue, but I'm saying to you that your motive, if you want some grant money, should be, how is what I'm thinking about, how is what I'm about to do, how is the problem I want to solve either going to save us money or generate money, and then be able to talk about that in quantifiable terms if you want to win. Lastly, I call myself a grant winner, not to be braggadocious or arrogant, but anybody can write something on a piece of paper. Anybody can be a grant writer. I'm a grant winner. When I put the pen to paper, I write to win. And I'm sharing with your followers and your listeners, Obehi, what I learned the hard way. It is not about that sob story. What it's about is being aware of what our government's priorities are. And those priorities are to keep us all well financially, more than anything. And I need to explain how I am in a position to do that, either to save us money or make us money by looking at this problem that can solve. All good grants should be solving a problem. And at the end of the day, if it wins, if it's fundable, I guarantee you it's because it's either going to save money, make money, or both.